Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports.
Hey, this is K Dix. I want to thank you guys for listening to. Man, I'm messing up all the way around. You know.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Second and 2, hand on
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, K Dix, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with a large heart. Dana, the host, Clark, from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also hosting, we got G-Dub from Austin, Texas, Murray Baskerville from Gotta Be More Kill from Baltimore, Maryland, and finally, they used to call him Pretty Ricky, but now they call him Coach Ricky, from Charleston, South Carolina. These are your ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? This is K Dix, your host of the most, coming to you from In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. And it is October the 24th. We got like 7 days left in October, guys. I don't know if you guys celebrate Halloween in your area, but it won't be celebrated in our area at all. They didn't took the fun out of Halloween because now you got them little blue pills. Now they got yellow pills, purple pills. You don't know what the kids are going to get now these days in their baskets, in their bags or whatever. But it's a shame that you got people out there that think like that. They would rather give kids candy, and then try to give them pills, look like candy and stuff like that. So it's one of those things, man. I don't understand why the world won't let kids be kids and enjoy the things that we did as kids growing up. For Halloween, I mean, man, just think about, man. I couldn't wait till Halloween come. We had the plastic mask that you put on your face and it would sweat you out. And I had Superman, I had Batman, who else I have? Oh man, I had a couple, and then I started making my own stuff, man. I was a vagabond. I had a jacket I cut open and all kind of craziness, man. So I had a lot of fun for Halloween, man. It's a shame that our kids will never get to see Halloween like we had it. And eventually it's probably going to go away because some people think it's not a good thing, you know, but then you have those that kind of spoil it for everybody else. Anyway, weather up here is nice. I don't want to talk to nobody that's below the equator. So that means Mo, Gerald, and Dana. I don't care about what kind of weather you have because it's better than what I'm getting right now, and I'm not happy with it. Anyway, if you hear me doing this right here, I ate some beef jerky that was crawfish. Got my nose running a little bit, so I got my pores open and everything like that. So let's get right to it, guys. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros in the World Series. And remember last week we talked about the World Series and the play and all that good stuff. And I said, you know, guys, if every series goes 7 games or whatever it is, they would play the last game on November 5th. So when November 5th come, guys, let's look at the type of weather that we're going to have because I don't think this is the 20th. Today's 24th. World Series on 26th, I think. So Friday. Oh, it's going into November because today's 24th. Friday is what, the 27th, 28th,
the 30th. No.
30th?
No.
Friday's the 28th.
28th.
Next Tuesday is the first.
So, man, look, this also gives me a reason why I think this shenanigans was fixed because now No series had went 5 games or 7 games at all during the playoffs. The first time it's probably ever happened. We might have to look that one up about playoffs.
We went 5.
We went 5.
Yankees in Cleveland.
They went
Yankees
5.
in Cleveland.
Y'all probably was the only one that went 5 though, for real. If you really think about it, nobody else did. Everybody else lost before they got to the elimination game. And this is weird because you know what? I'm a Dodger fan. We out. You're a Yankee fan. You're out. And Dana's a Braves fan, and he's out. we got 3 teams that ain't even in it at all. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to the Philadelphia Phillies again and the Houston Astros. I got to go with the Houston Astros because my man Dusty Baker is in the house. His house. But Phillies bats is hot, man. They're hot, baby. I'm telling you right now, they're hot. So guys, what are y'all picks? Who y'all got? I got the Astros in 6. Only because I don't think Phillies want to come back to Houston to play that game 7 because it's a hard felt when you lose game 7 and you fly down and you got to fly back. So I think it goes in 6. Dana, who you got winning the World Series?
Astros in 4.
Oh, he's at 4. Sweep the ooh, that'd be the second sweep, won't it? They had a challenge against Seattle, right? Seattle took them to 3 games. 2 was it 2?
They swept both of them.
Seattle didn't win a game? I thought Seattle won a game. So they sweeping they swept
National League suck right now. They got some.
Ooh.
This is Philly's sorry team. If the Dodgers or the Braves in there, we would have had a game.
Wow, that's
we don't care about the Yankees. We want the Yankees to lose every year.
He said every year. You right with that, man.
Overhyped.
Man, I love Mo like a brother, but man, his football and baseball team, and you know what? Only reason I love him because he's a Celtic fan. But his baseball and football team, man, when they lose,
who's baseball and football team?
He like the Yankees.
Oh, who's the football team?
The Steelers.
Oh, yeah, we stopped them last night.
Oh, is that? Oh.
I know you did not just say stop. I know you did not just say stop. You should have lost, but we got to lose.
That's why they didn't finish the game.
Oh, Lord.
Two didn't want to get hit no more.
Oh, my Lord.
And we dropped everyone.
I forgot y'all played each other yesterday. Whoa.
Yeah, man. Najee Harris, overrated himself. Overrated.
So, okay, so we did talk about Phillies, and we're gonna move on from that.
Minka Fitzpatrick tried to be tough yesterday.
So
his mama.
So let's talk about that game, Pittsburgh and Miami. Mo, what did you see good offensively and defensively for Pittsburgh? That they can build on?
I like Mike Tomlin.
George Pickens is going to be a beast. I don't understand why they don't throw him the ball more. Deontay Johnson is overpaid. He quits on plays, and that's what happened with both of those second and third interceptions. Our defense is rounding well. I mean, we got stomped in that first drive. Then we gave up 2 field goals, and then we gave up nothing. So, I mean, the team is looking like they're actually playing, but now it's a rebuilding year because we're letting the rookie take the reins, and he gave it up yesterday. He got us there, but then he just threw 2 interceptions down there. And that's the problem that we're going to run into is he needs to learn, so he needs to play. I would have rathered him not play and been like Mahomes sitting out for a year, or Brady and Aaron Rodgers sitting for a couple of years. But I get it. I thought Mitch was better than him in the preseason. I thought Mitch was still doing a pretty good job at the start of the season. But at the same time, that's where we are. We can't bench him now. So we're going to probably have our first losing season under Tomlin because we have a rookie who throws picks, who doesn't take care of the ball.
All right, Dana, what positive did you see against the Miami Dolphins, offensively and defensively? And I think you guys are 3-3 or 4-3 right now. What's your record?
4-3.
Okay, so
only thing I hate Miami doesn't have a killer instinct. They get a killer instinct, nobody will beat them. The line soft. The defense just, okay, we in prime time. Okay, we're gonna make it into a prime time game. We should have put that game away before halftime. But I think Brian Flores coached a good game because he went after number 9. He knew what he was. It bit him in the butt at the end with the interception.
Okay.
I just think my Dolphins got to get a killer instinct. And Tua got to play smarter.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm looking at if you guys ever want to know what salary cap look like, go to it's called Spot Track S. It's in Sam P. It's in Paul O. Is in Oscar T. Is in Tom R. Is in Romeo A. Is in Apple C. Is in Cat, and it gives you a breakdown of every team in sports. What does cap look like for this year, next year? The salaries. It gives you a detailed description of everything that's going on. And so I'm looking at this right here, and I'm gonna say this. Justin Fields' help is coming. It's coming, Justin Fields. Those guys got $106 million in cap room going forward next year. So you're probably gonna see a lot of guys get released. I'm surprised they're not in the sell mode right now. But with 106, you can bring in whatever you need to bring in to make that team better. Because to me, I don't know if it's me, but do Justin Fields look like he's the game's too fast for him, or what? What y'all guys think about that situation with with Chicago?
I just think they don't have the right coach. I remember, what's the guy who used to be the running back for the Chiefs? Well, you need somebody who can relate to you. You need a coach that can relate to you.
Okay.
I think if he get with like a Bill Belichick, a quarterback whisperer, and go to Carolina with the coach, I just think he needs somebody to break it down for. I don't think those two, Nagy and the new coach, don't know how to communicate well. I even think he'll be better if he go to Pittsburgh.
Nagy's not there no more.
Cause he could.
They fired Nagy.
No, I said. Oh. No. I said that under Nagy he didn't really have no relationship with him, and the new coach seemed like he don't have a relationship with him. I just think like you need a coach to have a relationship with you, like a young quarterback.
Okay.
It's like they set this dude up to fail. I think.
Any thoughts on that, Mo?
I agree that they're setting him up. To fail. It's with the players. There's no offensive line. There's no wide receivers. Let Allen Robinson go. Darnell Mooney is small. 5'10", 5'11". So he needs a big wide receiver. He throws to Cole Kmet. He's a slow tight end. He's not a move. He needs a big wide receiver. He needs a big tight end, and he needs an offensive line. The defense is okay as long as they re-sign Roquan Swift. That's where a lot of that money is going to go to, because they're going to have to re-sign him because they didn't re-sign him this year. So, and I think they'd be smarter to just franchise.
Real quick, Jets. Real quick, the Jets just traded James Robinson to the Jets in exchange for draft picks compensation.
Yep.
Wow.
James Robinson ain't that good.
Wow.
What was that?
The Jets just traded for James Robinson, the running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's going to the Jets in exchange for draft picks and compensation.
Wow.
That's a good pickup for the Jets because the Jets look like they trying to do something this year.
Mm-hmm. But
okay. What'd you say, Dana?
What, Breece Hall out for the season?
Yeah, his ACL. He tore his ACL yesterday, so he's out.
Oh.
There was a lot of injuries this weekend, man. I'm telling you, fantasy wise, it really killed some teams. So but Mo, you made a good point about where the money's going to go, and I think that if you can deal with the cold weather up in Chicago, then you'll be good. And I think sometimes the weather is a deteriorator from playing certain places. Like if you look at Buffalo right now, you want to be in Buffalo because they're Super Bowl favorites. But how good do you want to be when it comes to December and you got a foot of snow up there almost every day? Can you deal with that? That's something that some players don't like. And I would love to see what their ratio up there as far as players that's been drafted from teams from below the equator, from teams that above the equator, and how they adapt to that weather. But Chicago, though, I think that you're probably gonna see a different team next year. And Dana made a good point about getting a quarterback whisperer for Justin Fields, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, but Ohio State quarterbacks don't do well in the NFL. And a lot of times, I think I thought Haskins probably would have been the best pro quarterback coming out because he's a pro style quarterback. He's big up top, had a nice arm. He's a pocket passing quarterback. But when you have these quarterbacks that are small, that can run, sooner or later they're gonna take that hit and they're gonna be out. You know, just look at Trey Lance for San Francisco. He gets in, gets hit. Second game of season, he's out for the year. I think they take a lot of chances on these quarterbacks when they draft them, because you draft them because you see what they can do in college, but sometimes college doesn't triculate over to the NFL because everybody's good in the NFL. Everybody's fast in the NFL. Everybody, man, ain't nobody. Only people ain't running no 4.6. I mean, only people ain't running a 4.5 is the offensive linemen, some of the defensive linemen, but the linebackers, the defensive ends, them dudes running 4.5 too, 4.6s. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be wary of that right there. And if you think about it, like they said, all the quarterbacks that played all quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl have been pocket passing quarterbacks, not quarterbacks that can run on the fly. Some people will say that Steve Young was more of a running quarterback than a passing quarterback, but I think he was more of a passing than he was a runner, but he didn't have a problem running. So that's some people's opinion. But looking at this chart here, Chicago, Atlanta, who lost yesterday to Cincinnati, but they lost both their defensive backs, both of their cornerbacks. So that's why I think he threw what he threw. You got the scary Patriots at number 3 with cap room, and then you got number 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the Giants at number 4, which they're gonna probably give Daniel Jones and Barkley some loot. Then you got the Houston Texans. Who cares about them? Seattle. Who cares about them? Cincinnati, who's number 7. And so Cincinnati gonna look at what they can fix, what they can't fix, and it's still, again, there is still issues with the offensive line. At number 8, you got the Baltimore Ravens, which we know most of that money is gonna go to Lamar Jackson. But Baltimore Ravens have $40 million in cap, right? So let's say they give 23 of that guaranteed to maybe 23. What's Deshaun's guarantee was what, 32 or 23? 23 million? What was Deshaun's 32, something like that?
32.
I think, yeah, okay.
32 what?
32 what?
How much? What Deshaun Watson? What was Deshaun Watson's fully guaranteed contract worth? I can't remember.
240.
240. So so we're looking at he's not gonna take all the 40. I'm just saying if he takes the guarantee part of that, they got to give him a.
He's not going to take any guarantee.
He's not going to take any guarantee.
Baltimore's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to take all of that.
Yeah, he's going to take all of that.
I think it's like 36.
Yeah.
I think it's like 36
for the
what you call it?
Yeah, they got
a hole
40
that
left.
you put on
They
the
got
cap.
40.
That you put on the cap.
Yeah, they got a 40 left there. If they franchise him, he's looking at what, 32?
I think it's 36.
Right?
I think it's 36.
36. Wow. Oh, they in trouble. They in trouble. Baltimore's in trouble. Baltimore should have got this done before now. Look like we got Lou on the line with the two. Hey, Lou, welcome. So you got Denver.
Yes, we do.
You got Denver and the Colts are the top 10 teams. You got Pittsburgh number 12. So Pittsburgh can do some damage next year. They got no, not really. They only got like 20 million to the cap. And the cap probably going to go up again.
You're right, Kev. It's only 32.
You're right, Kev. It's only 32 next year.
32? Okay, so he's going to eat up. They only going to have 8 left out of that 40 going forward. And that's not even counting if anybody gets hurt this year and they bring somebody else onto the team. But again, Baltimore's going to be in the situation where they got to get it done. The Giants have the youngest team right now in the NFL. Their age is 25.6. The Bucs have the oldest team at 28.3. Are the Bucs done, guys? Are they done? Is Tom Brady going through the motion? You think is he going through the motions? G-Dub, we ain't heard from you yet. Tell me why you think Tampa Bay's done.
Tampa Bay is done because of Tom Brady. Brady's just going through the motions. He needs to go ahead and step down and let a young quarterback come in and take over that team. What I seen in the Tampa Bay game, Brady just don't have it anymore. He's washed up. He needs to sit down.
Anybody else got a comment on Tom Brady?
Yes, Tom Brady is on the voodoo. His wife is from Brazil, and she put that voodoo on him. If you seen the movie Santa, tell me Tom Brady don't look like he tweaking, man. Yeah, we've never seen Tom Brady look like that, man.
Dana, so I'm gonna say this now. He goes through a ritual every year during football season. And if his wife's not there, I know he gets some cookie sometime during the week. And she's not there, and she's not giving him any cookie. That can throw you off a little bit, right? Because it's
not the same, though.
I know it's not the same. I'm just saying. I think that when you're getting the cookie, and then the cookie stop being, you don't get no cookie at all.
When the cookie
comes, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why Tom Brady's playing like he's playing? Hey, you might as well plug this up to ESPN so they'll know. His wife broke the vow of him playing football. She was with it when he retired. But then she cut him off. She said, I'm done with you. Mm-hmm. Listen, man, if you want to go ahead and be a model, go ahead and be a model. Like I told my coworkers today, I said they went to that wedding together. He didn't go to that wedding solo. You think Tom Brady could go to a wedding solo? Like you said, he can get cookies from anybody. He just want her cookies. And she playing hard to get. She punished him because he wanted to play football. Well, you know how they do. So I'm not even married, and I know how these married women do. Try to hold you hostage from the cookie. Oh boy, trying to TLC you. You ain't too proud to be. Oh man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. She want him to come begging.
Wow. Okay.
And Tom Brady's a tough guy, and he's not gonna do it.
All right. So listen, guys. So let's look at the standings real quick. In the AFC East, you got Buffalo at 5-1, the Jets Jets surprisingly 5-2, Miami 4-3, right down there. New England's 3-3. That division's turned out a lot better than we thought it was going to be this year. They're very competitive. The backup quarterback for the Patriots, Zappy, that dude is good, man.
Zappy.
Just think about this. He came in. I mean, like, he's not missing a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's been playing with the Patriots all his life. And so now,
what about Westbrook?
So my question to you guys: is it Belichick or is it Brady? Because does Zappy look like he could be another? Does Zappy look like he could be another?
It's definitely not Belichick.
Does Zappy look like he could be another Brady in the making?
Yep.
Lou, what's your thoughts on that?
Lou? One Brady.
What you think, Lou?
There's only one Brady. No.
Okay. Anybody disagree with Lou? Nobody disagree with Lou.
Look at Belichick's record before.
Say that again, Mo.
Look at Belichick's record before.
and after Brady.
It ain't Belichick.
He
got fired 3 times.
Who got fired 3 times?
Belichick.
Y'all
fired him.
He didn't get fired.
Y'all fired him.
That's a whole different. Oh my God, I don't even. Yo, why you won't bring that up? Why you won't bring that up? Why?
It's true.
Why you won't bring that up, man?
It's
why
true.
You won't bring that up?
It's true.
Well, why you won't bring that up? He quit on the Jets, though. He didn't get fired from the Jets. He quit.
Because he knew he was going to get fired.
He quit on the Jets, man. Why you won't bring up the Browns? Man, look here. See, you're going to make me get emotional here.
It's true.
You're going to make me get emotional.
It's true.
You going to make...
Y'all ain't had a good coaching founder.
I'm
telling you, it wasn't Belichick, though. Without Brady,
y'all got me all emotional right now. Talking about Belichick and the Browns. They should never left Cleveland in the first place.
Didn't y'all have Mangini too?
Anyway. Do I?
Didn't y'all have Mangini in the Browns?
Yeah, we had that. Oh, man. Look, stop, man. Can you leave me alone with the Browns? They've been through more. They've been through more coaches and quarterbacks than anybody else I know in the NFL.
Didn't y'all have Deshaun Kaiser? Didn't you have Baker Mayfield?
Johnny Manziel.
Y'all have all the next big thing.
Hey, see, this is what happens when you lose the Miami Dolphins. You deflect about the Cleveland Browns.
Hey.
Wait a minute. Did y'all play the Miami Dolphins?
And
yeah.
They play the Miami Dolphins.
They deflect to the Cleveland Browns.
And we gonna beat the Jets for what they did in New York.
And the Browns beat the Steelers this year, so that's what Steelers fans do. They deflect. But it's okay. He digressed. We're gonna move on.
Our rookie quarterback.
So we looking in the AFC North. You got Baltimore 4-3. Cincinnati's rolling right now. 81-2 in a row. 4-2. You got the Browns 2-5, and then you got the the team that's in last place, the Pittsburgh Steelers, with a -55, 2-5 in last place.
We still 2-5.
We still 2-5.
That's pretty much.
With the Browns.
That's pretty much the way.
What's the division record?
4-3.
The division record.
The division record.
What are we in the division? What are y'all in the division?
What are y'all in the division?
Y'all last.
No,
we're not last.
No, we're not last.
We're 1-1 in the division.
We're 1-1 in the division. You 1-2.
No, in the division we're 1-1.
You are not.
You are not.
Yeah, we are.
I thought you lost to Cincinnati.
We beat y'all.
I thought you lost to Cincinnati too.
No, we ain't played Cincinnati yet.
Oh, you ain't lost to Cincinnati yet.
Oh, you ain't lost to Cincinnati.
You hater. AFC South, we got Tennessee 4-2. The Colts 3-3. They just benched Matty Ice. Jaguars are 2-5, but man, I'm telling you right now, how you be 2-5 but plus 18? Something ain't right there. You got the Houston Texans off 1-4-1 where they belong. Kansas City Chiefs are rounding out. They took the 49ers to the shed and gave them an old-fashioned behind whooping. Down country, you had their cornbread, the fatback, and the grease, and the chitlins and the greens, and they had a long, tall glass of iced tea, sweetened iced tea. That's what San Francisco got from Kansas City. So Kansas City's 5-2, Chargers are 4-3, Raiders are 2-4, Denver's 2-5. Yeah. Denver's probably done right now. If his hamstrings tore off, they said off the bone, I think. He's done for the season. I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing to save Hackett's job is that he's out for the season. In the NFC, you got the Philadelphia Eagles who are 6-0, the Giants 6-1, the Cowboys 5-2, the Washington Commanders are 3-4. Washington Commanders have won 2 in a row, guys. We thought they was gonna be the lottery team. They're not. Yeah. They're not gonna be a lottery team. Yo, I'm gonna say this. If you guys really think about this, they playing really hard for this for Rivera. They really are playing hard for that guy, man. You gotta give him daps. Not that he won't be fired, but they playing hard for him. In the NFC North, Minnesota's 5-1.
Oh.
Packers are 3-4. Chicago's 2-4. Detroit's 1-5. Detroit's 1-5, and their coach's name has not been on the hot seat, which is crazy. Minnesota is. I don't care what nobody's saying. Minnesota's a fake 5-1. They're not that good, in my opinion. They just ain't played nobody. I think if they make the playoffs, they're 1 and done. I don't care if they play at home; they're gonna be 1 and done. Green Bay's in trouble. Is it Jordan Love? He better get ready because he's gonna be the next quarterback up, coming real soon. Because my boy, I think he's done this year. And long as Roger can give me 18 points a game, I'm good with him on my fantasy.
I'm taking him in Pittsburgh.
Falcons 3-4. Carolina's 2-5. They beat up on Tampa yesterday. Like Tampa was nobody. The Saints 2-5. Like I said, the Falcons lost both of their cornerbacks. Yo, that division. Listen to this. The differential in wins and losses with them. Tampa Bay's at 0. Atlanta Falcons at a -8. Carolina's at a -25. The Saints at a -25. And they all have a chance to win the division. Everybody's like 1 game out of first place. Out west, you got Seattle, who's 4-3. Rams are 3-3. The 49ers are 3-4. Arizona is 3-4. That division's up for grabs. Check this out. Seattle is a -3. The Rams are -22. San Francisco is a +12. Arizona is a -20. Talking about crazy. You talking about crazy.
It's crazy.
That's the whole NFL is open right now. Only team that right now is the Eagles, in my opinion, the Eagles and Kansas City that's really doing something, and Buffalo. And I'm not really impressed with Buffalo either. They're winning. It's like Buffalo's look like, and I need you guys to listen to what I'm about to say, and I need you guys to comment on this one. Buffalo playing like they're on cruise control. Like they know they're supposed to win, they're going to win, and that they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Do anybody else get that same feeling about the Buffalo Bills other than me?
Did you see the Buffalo Bills?
Did you see the Buffalo Bills smash us?
Buffalo
Smash who?
I ain't got to say it again. You know.
I ain't got to say it again. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was just a payback from last year. That's all I'm saying because they should have beat y'all last year.
Yeah, we beat them first week.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Does anybody else see that other than me? Does it look like they're on cruise control?
No, they don't have to be on cruise control.
They don't have to be on cruise control because they can turn it on and off.
Blow teams out so bad that they start the game. They are a machine.
Start the game. They are a machine.
Okay, so maybe I need to watch them more often. Anybody else disagree with me or Mo? We good?
They only have punted.
I disagree. Buffalo is the Drago of the NFL. Only thing saved Miami was the heat. When that dude said he couldn't breathe, when Josh Allen said he couldn't breathe, I said it's the heat.
Yeah,
it's the heat.
But Dana, let me ask you a question: does Miami, when they their practice field, is that indoors or outdoors?
They have both now.
Okay, so when the weather's bad, they're indoors. When the weather's nice, they're outdoors.
Yeah, when the weather's bad, yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess that's legit. That's legit. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about with the standings right now?
We got to talk about Jacksonville.
We got to talk about Jacksonville.
All that hype we put on the AFC West.
Wait a minute, Dana. Go ahead, Mo.
I was just gonna say we got to talk.
We got to talk about
Detroit. Those are two teams that could finish. Everybody counted out at the start of the season. Both of those teams are playing hard. Both of those teams are really well coached, and at the same time, they're young. So it's going to be amazing to see what they do at the end of this year, and then next year, I'm picking them to win their divisions.
All right. So let's look at Jacksonville right now. Okay. The most convincing game was the one against Chargers, 38-10. Everybody thought they was going to win that. We always thought Chargers were going to win. And then even the game against the Eagles was 29-21, but they were up by 20. Was it 14-21 or 21 something? I don't know if they up by 2 touchdowns for most of the game.
14.
And they ended up losing that game in Philly with 29-21. They lost to the Texans, which was a surprise, 13-6. That game was flat. I think that might have been the reason why they wasn't that good against the Texans, because of the letdown against the Eagles. Okay. They lost to the Giants this weekend, but the game was close, 23-17. That was a close game.
Finished on the 1 yard line.
Finished on the 1 yard line.
So So going forward, the Broncos, that should be a win. The Raiders, I don't know. We don't know which Raiders are going to show up. They got the Chiefs. That should be a loss. They got Baltimore. Don't know. They play the Lions at Tennessee. They got Dallas, Jets, Texans, and Titans. So they're 2-5 right now, right? Or 1-5. 2-5. So let's go 3-5, 3-5, 3-6. Let me see, 3-5, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, 4-9, 5-10, 5-11, 5-12, 6-12, 7-12.
How many games they gonna play, Kevin?
6-12. They got 17 games, so 6-11. That's what I'm looking at the schedule.
Watch.
They should beat the Broncos. The Raiders, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna beat the Chiefs. They can't score enough. They play Baltimore. I think Baltimore is getting since they got the running back. I think they're a better team. Possibility they could beat the Lions. I don't think they're gonna beat the Titans. I don't think they're gonna beat Dallas. I don't think they're gonna beat the Jets. Then they have the Texans and they got Titans last. So that's what I'm saying. I'm giving them 6-11. But I think if, like you said, Mo, if they're competitive in their games, if if they're competitive and they lose by a smaller margin, you're going to have players saying, number one, we got good weather in Jacksonville. Number two, I can help them be better than what they already are if these are the small things that we need to work on. You know what I'm saying? So I get your point. And which other team was
Detroit?
The Lions.
Detroit.
And I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that his name's not on the list of one of the coaches that should be fired. Let's see, Lions, Detroit Lions. Okay.
They only had that.
So going forward, the game against Dallas, 24-6, it was not. The score doesn't reflect how good that game really was. You got the Dolphins, so that's a loss. The Packers, they should win at Chicago, at the Giants. They got Buffalo, Jacksonville, the Vikings, the Jets, the Panthers, the Bears, and the Packers again. So let's say they go 6-11 too, or maybe 7-10. I'm thinking. But yesterday, were they coming off a bye when they played Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm saying the game, they looked really sluggish during that game period. During that game. So I get what you're saying. And the thing again with Detroit, their coach's name's not on the hot seat. So that means he's doing something up there. He might be he might be Dick Vermeil 2.0 when it comes to crying and everything like that. That's what Campbell might be. So again, guys, we're gonna start with Dana. What game over the weekend were you impressed with, and what game was you disappointed with?
I was impressed with the Seahawks over the Chargers. Geno Smith is balling. Russell who? The game that I was disappointed with was the Dolphins and Steelers.
So what was you what okay, so why were you disappointed?
Because on prime time, everybody's watching. You got to make a statement. You got to put fear in the rest of the teams. Because like if anybody go to Buffalo, they got to play in the cold. Anybody come to Miami, they got to play in the heat. So you got to make a statement. So when they come down here and get home field advantage, they can't breathe, no shade, no nothing. They should have put Pittsburgh away. You have to make a statement. I know we had the first year coach. I get it. He's really trying to work with Tua. But I was mad because they didn't make a statement. When they went down the field so easy the first drive, I was like, okay, this might be something. And then it was like they put the car in park and forgot how to drive.
You know, that's weird because I was watching the Browns in Baltimore, and the same thing happened with the Browns. Went down the field and scored. Baltimore came down, kicked the field goal. Browns didn't do nothing next series. Then they came down and kicked another field goal. And I'm saying that I think the Browns kicked the field goal so like 10-6 or something like that. But I'm noticing, I just don't. It just don't. The play calling sometimes it makes you skeptical about. Are they really trying to?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. Does fantasy football actually run the NFL? Because sometimes I see some things and I'm like, what is going on? But that's a different story. That's gonna be the next topic next week. We're gonna talk about that. But Lou, what was your most surprising game and what was your most disappointing game this weekend?
Well, I think I understand that the Jets had the most surprising. Well, they're now at 4 in a row, so they might. I have something here. So great game and all, and I'll take the Giants too because they had a tough fought victory they got. And Miami, of course, still disappointing. I think as long as Tua's going to suffer, I think that's going to be a big problem for them. So I am very disappointed. So not surprised, of course, because without them, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But Miami was the most disappointing.
Okay. G-Dub.
My most surprising game was the Jets. They showed up and just played. I mean, they're looking hot this year. I said this to other people, and I'm going to say this to y'all. Y'all may not agree with me on this, but the Jets could make the playoffs as a wild-card team. Very possible if they keep playing the way they are. My most disappointing game, I would have to say, was the Cowboys. Even though I'm a Cowboy fan, we should have put up more points than that on the Lions. But, I was looking at Dak's numbers. His numbers don't impress me right now. So, yeah, that Cowboys was my most disappointing game. Because, we got that high-powered defense. We should put up more points and shut the Lions down. Because who's the Lions? Nobody this year. No, they've been squeaking by. And, Kev, you're right. Dan Campbell's name should be on the hot seat.
All right, so I'm going to go next. I'm going to let Mo bring up the rear. Me personally, I have two surprise teams. I got to say Seattle flew on the Chargers. I don't get the Chargers at all. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers at all. I don't get them. They're the most up and down team that I've seen in a long time, but they've always been that way, regardless of who's on that team. The most impressive game I saw had to be Carolina, because you have a backup quarterback, you got two backup running backs, and McCaffrey was traded, and those guys went out there and handed the Buccaneers old-fashioned behind whooping behind the shed. Collard greens, fatback, cornbread, and they didn't get iced tea. They had a big thing of, hey, Kool-Aid, cherry Kool-Aid. That's what they had with all that sugar in there.
Oh, yeah.
So it tastes good to them guys. This might jumpstart their season, even though I'm not saying wins or losses, but the way they play, because right now I think everybody on that team is playing to stay. They don't want to be cut. It would be nice to see Wilkes I would like to see Wilkes play this coach this season out and maybe become the head coach for that team. I think going forward, they got a lot of questions that need to be answered. You got Sam John on the team. You got what's the boy name from Cleveland? Baker Mayfield on that team. You got to make some decisions on him. The most disappointing game to me, I'm gonna say the referees for the Cleveland Browns game. Ain't no way you're gonna sit and tell me somebody on that line jumped for them move that ball back 5 yards. They had the longest conversation about if somebody jumped or not. And they said somebody on the left side of the line jumped. And everybody on the right side of the line got knocked down. So I'm going to say this. If that game right there causes the Browns not to be in the playoffs, that's a big if. I think that those types of plays should be challenged. I think they need to challenge those type of plays. Because they sat back there and they said illegal motion on the Browns. And they said number 68, he's on the left side and all the action was on the right side. So now, if you go back and look at it, even the announcer like, well, 60 ain't even moved. First they said 60 ain't even on the field. They came back, well, yeah, he's on the left side of the ball, but all the action on the right side of the ball. But I'm like, so I'm disappointed in the referees. They got that call wrong. Regardless how that game would have ended up, I think that call was a big call against the Browns. I think the Browns knew they had this game, and that's why they was in the locker room fighting and cussing with each other, because they let this one get away. Too many mistakes on that team to let it get away. by the time Deshaun Watson get back, it's not even gonna matter what their record is, because they probably won't be playoff eligible anyway. So Mo, give us your most disappointing and most surprising game of the week.
All right, so most surprising, definitely the way that Kansas City on San Francisco. It was just amazing the way that they took apart that defense. Mahomes is proving that he didn't need Tyreek Hill. And it's scary to think about that you have no idea where the ball is going because he just spreads it away. He spreads it out. So that team is going to be dangerous, especially if that defense comes together. My most disappointing game, my fantasy team. I am mad at Tom Brady. I'm mad at Mike Evans for dropping that ball. From the start of this, I should be easily winning this game, and I'm going to end up losing because I'm only up by 2 and he has the Patriots defense tonight. I know it's done. Derrick Henry runs for 128 yards, doesn't get in the end zone. Alvin Kamara at the 1-yard line. They give the ball to the fullback or something like that. Alan Lazard gets hurt. Breece Hall gets hurt. Pat Freiermuth down in the red zone. They throw interceptions. Jets defense drop how many interceptions? I picked up the Cowboy kicker just to get 6 points, who's been averaging 10 points per game. Man, I'm just mad with fantasy football. I had the first pick because I was terrible. I lost Darren Waller this week, who's out. Michael Thomas, who's out. Now I've lost Breece Hall for the year. Man, fantasy football can suck it, man. It can suck it. Okay, my rant's over.
Yeah.
Again, hey guys, so I'm letting y'all know right now. Homework for next Monday is does fantasy football run the NFL? Because I'm telling you it does. I don't care what nobody say, because I got Chubb on my team. In the first series, he was getting the ball. Second series, he might have not seen the football field at all, and they had in the other kid, Hunt.
Wow.
Hunt, whose name's on the trading block as well. So excuse me. So I man, we all had different teams. Nobody picked the same team, which is good. So going forward to next week, let me see here. Right now in the first quarter is Chicago 3, New England nothing. And let me go to, and we got the NBA on right now, so let's look at the scores right now. We got the 76ers up 64 to 48. I wonder why. We got New York up 43 to 40 against Orlando. We got the Celtics 32 to 14 against Chicago. We got Toronto 47, Miami 37, Utah 12, Houston 16, Brooklyn 21, Memphis 27, San Antonio 31, Minnesota 22. Everybody thought San Antonio was going to tank to get Wamba. Man, what is going on in the NBA right now? What is going on in the NBA? So, football, going back to football. Let's see here, schedule. So next week, a hot game for me, I want to say, okay, I'm looking at the wrong week. Hot game for me next week, I'm going to say Baltimore and Tampa Bay is going to be the hot game. That's a Thursday night game coming up. That's a do or die for both teams. That's on the game to me. Actually, I'm looking around that really matters. What about you guys? We got Denver at Jacksonville, Carolina at Atlanta, Chicago at Dallas, Miami at Detroit, Arizona at Minnesota, Las Vegas at New Orleans, New England at New York, Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. That's I-76 battle. Tennessee at Houston.
I like that battle.
Houston at Indianapolis, San Francisco at the Rams, New York at Seattle, Green Bay at Buffalo, and Cincinnati at Cleveland. I think that Baltimore-Tampa Bay game going to probably be the best, even though it's on Thursday night. I still don't agree with Thursday night games, but it is. And anybody see a game out there that they want to talk about? Go ahead, Mo.
We all Always.
You always lose. Always lose to who?
Lose to the Eagles.
Always lose to the Eagles.
But we also always
lose
to Tom Brady.
We
beat Tom Brady this year.
We're
going to shock the world and beat
the Eagles.
I guarantee.
All right, guys, real quick, let's go ahead and do this commercial, and then we're going to be back on. What's up, everybody out the sports world? It's coming to you from In the Zone Sports Radio Network. Remember, when you call in, the number is 512-4662. I said again, 512-543-4662. On Sundays, we have an opening date. So if you'd like to come on and do a show on Monday, ready for you to go. On Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January to August, from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, from make sure you guys get to watch that Monday Night Football. And that show is just a sports talk radio show with your host, Kate Dix, the host, coming to you from Harrisburg. Also, my co-host is Dana Clark from Sick Pete, Florida. On Tuesdays, we got Devin Gordy from Arizona, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Pitch Sports Talk Show. Wednesday, 8:39 out of the block with host Robert Lewis from Richmond, Virginia. Co-host is Donna Haynesworth out of Roanoke, Virginia. Also co-host Brett Shields from Orlando, Florida. Next up, from 6 to 8, we got Game Winning Sports Show. Wisconsin from Austin, Texas. Co-host is Richard Tunney, Miami, Florida. Also on Thursday, we got the Walker Report from 8 to 10. Host is Bradley Walker from Tampa, Florida. Co-host is Adam Mango from Nashville, Tennessee. Saturday we have from 5 to 7 p.m. Enhanced Sports Show. Host New Jersey. Co-host he has Washington, D.C. From Washington, D.C. Last but not least, on Sundays from 6 to 7, from 6 to 8, we got the DMV Sports Show. Host is Razoo McGee from Springfield, Virginia. He talks everything. Check us out in the DMV. So check us out make sure every day of the week that you can. Make sure you call us. Number is 514-34662. You guys have a great day. See you one day this week on the shows. Peace. All right, guys, let's get back to it. Hey, so we got talking about some college sports right now. We're looking at college sports right now, and Dana.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Alabama won it, and they still stuck at number 6, bro. They're stuck at number 6.
They coming. Tennessee and Georgia go take each other out.
So right now in the top 10, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 teams that's undefeated in the top 10. I think this has been the deepest that we've seen teams go with that many teams undefeated. So we got Georgia at Tennessee. That game's in Georgia. So anybody see Georgia being upset against Tennessee or Tennessee beating Georgia? I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Georgia wins.
Possible.
Okay. The next game we have is Ohio State versus Penn State. Ohio State's number 2. They go on to Happy Valley. James Franklin has to get a signature win. If he doesn't, I've been saying he needs to go. But if he don't get a signature win right now, there's going to be some problems in Happy Valley. I really wasn't impressed with the game against Minnesota. Minnesota had a backup quarterback, a freshman quarterback starting, and they struggled against them from the very beginning of the game. Some turnovers was caused the game to swing their way. Next, you got Michigan and Michigan State. I think Michigan wins this game handily. You got Clemson at Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame's coach. I hope he don't get fired, but I don't think Clemson's going to lose. We got Alabama going to Louisiana, down to the bayous. Anybody smell an upset here? LSU, number 18 against number 6.
No, you're born to Bayou, yeah.
G-Dub said he got G-Dub. You got something you want to say about that?
LSU is going to upset Alabama.
Can you give
The what?
Give me a score.
Stop it.
Score.
Let's see. LSU 30, Alabama 27.
Okay, I can go with that. That's what I'd have picked too. Dana, what you thinking Alabama going to do against LSU? Is it going to be a blowout, or do you think Alabama going to barely win? What's up? What's up?
Alabama 45, LSU 10.
You said 45-10 in LSU? At LSU?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write this. I gotta write
At
this.
LSU.
I'm gonna write this down. 45-10.
Dana, stop.
You need to
There's no
see
way.
Dana's
There's
picks
no way.
on the black shirt behind. Get Dana's
At
post on
home.
the week after. We should just take it up because you'll start putting them on post-it notes behind you on that black shirt. So then we just talk about Dana's takes, and then we just take them down as they wrong.
Yeah, that's their wrong.
Do it like Charles Barkley do. All right, I got you. I got you on that one. We got TCU at West Virginia.
I'm better than Charles Barkley.
We got
Told you the Cowboys will be, at least the Cowboys will be playing for a Super Bowl spot. I gave you that hope, Cowboy fans. Don't forget it.
We got TCU at West Virginia.
I can't take it away too.
That should be safe. Oregon at Cal. That should be safe. Oklahoma at Kansas City. That should be a good game. USC number 10 at Arizona. They should be safe. You know, there was an article about Arizona about Herm Edwards being there, and I couldn't find it. I gotta look for it again. But they saying that the coaching staff kind of sabotaged the team for him to get fired. They was telling the other team the plays that they were supposed to be running. I don't know. I gotta look into that. But there was some. They said some shady stuff.
I believe it.
They said some shady stuff going on there. So those are the top 10s. We're gonna see maybe one upset out of the top 10. Might be Alabama game. I got Alabama losing. I think the game's gonna be close, like 30. I think it's gonna be like 30-28. I mean, it's gonna be 30-27. Like LSU kicks a field goal with no time left on the clock and win the game. That's the only game I really see something. I'm really impressed with TCU. I don't know about you guys. They're playing really good football right now. I think they should be higher. I think it should be higher than number 7. It should be at least 6. It should be. I think Alabama should be 7, in my opinion. Go ahead, G-Dub.
Mo had a good idea what he said a while ago. Let's take a sheet of notebook paper every week that Dana makes his picks, write them down, and then the following week we destroy him on the show. Because there's no way Bama's going to beat LSU at home and what does LSU play? Somebody help me out here. In the Bayou. There's no way, Dana. Bama's going down in the Bayou.
I'm sorry. You should do this for everybody. Then you got to put up G-Dub. Yep. You also got to put up mine saying that that Pittsburgh was going to be Philadelphia too. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. I stand by my picks. Dana does not. He says, I was just joking.
Hey, I stand by mine too. If I pick them and they lose, hey, I'll be the first one to say, hey, I made a mistake. You know, I shouldn't have counted that team out. You know, now if Bama beats LSU, I will come on the show and say that Bama played great.
Okay.
But if they lose,
so I'm gonna go on record with this right here. When you guys did y'all picks for basketball, I meant the inboxes to Mo, but
I didn't get them, Kev.
I think the Lakers tanking for that 7-4 dude.
Kev, I saw the funniest one. I'm sorry, I got to do this.
So this is what this was gonna be my pick if I had a pick, and I was gonna say if they get past Philly, they have an opportunity to be 10-0. I'm putting it up there.
You're looking good today.
You're looking good
I gotta
today.
say this though.
Yes, they
I
are.
gotta say this though. I saw the best troll.
They said the Celtics, the Lakers, and Philadelphia have the worst combined start ever. They're all 3-6 this year. Tell me that's not brilliant.
Tell me that's not brilliant.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Dana. The Lakers are in trouble, man. They're in trouble. And this is the thing, right? You can't get rid of Westbrook because they want those 2 draft picks. And Pelinka had made a comment about why he wanted them. I gotta find an article. Let me write that down too, Pelinka. So when we come back to the show next week, I can have something. Pelinka on draft picks. I can look that up. But the thing about it is, though, with every team, and see, this is where it gets scary because if they send Westbrook, they trade Westbrook to another team, they're probably going to release him because they're not going to send him to a team they're not going to send him to a team that's winning, and they're going to release him. He's going to be able to go to wherever he wants to go. And if he's okay with coming off the bench, on a team that has an opportunity to win a title, then he's cool with that. I think he would be cool with that. I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State would be one of those teams. I wouldn't be surprised about. Well, he can't go to Miami because they got Victor Oladipo down there. But let me look at the standings here. If we think about this real quick, Milwaukee wouldn't be a bad choice.
OKC, man.
Take
him back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, but why are they gonna pay that much money for him when they're trying to rebuild? So I'm saying
if he's released.
Yeah, but they're gonna release him. So that's what I'm saying. So what can now the whole thing about Westbrook is they want those 2 draft picks. So if they're not willing to give 2 draft picks, Westbrook's not going anywhere. Now they did have an opportunity to get John Wall. I'm hearing over the summertime, and they turned it down. And now that they turned it down, John Wall looks really good right now. But he's had 2.5 years not to play no basketball, so he should look excellent. Detroit wouldn't be a bad place for him to go either in the West, in the East. In the West, Utah would be a good place because Danny Ainge always liked the Westbrook. Phoenix, Golden State, Denver, maybe Dallas. Those teams I think will probably be interested in him because they all have a chance to make a push to go to the NBA Finals if they get him if they get him just to buy in, just come off the bench and just play really hard defense and just be a contributor and be an assist guy. And like they say to him, look, man, if you can give us a double-double, which I mean by double-double is give me 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and whatever you get plus that scoring, that's a plus for us because your assist is giving us points anyway. So just be that type of leader on the team, and we should be fine going forward. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where he would go. But the thing about it is, LA don't want to give up the 2 draft choices. That's the biggest issue right there going forward. So talking about the NBA, Silver's concerned about tanking. Says he would be destabilizing for the NBA. Why ain't talk about this when the Sixers did it for so many years in San Antonio was the one that started it. NBA Commissioner Adams said the league is monitoring potential tanking this season, but isn't equipped to implement a regulation system to discourage teams from losing games. Dana, didn't we just say something about how they could get rid of this whole situation going forward about a playoff game? We put teams on notice, Silver said Wednesday, ESPN Baxter Holmes. We're going to pay particular attention to the issue of tanking this year. Silver said the league office has considered potential relegation systems akin to the ones in European soccer to penalize the league's worst team. Under such a system, the NBA would demote the worst one or two teams in the G League at the end of teams to the G League at the end of the season. However, Silver says such practice would be destabilizing the league. It would so disrupt our business model. He said, even if you took two teams up from a G League, they wouldn't be equipped to compete in the NBA. Silver said spoken numerous times about the league's desire to reduce tanking. In 2019, the league changed the draft lottery system, flattening the odds so that no team had more than a 14% chance of getting the number one pick. Previously, the team with the worst record had 25% chance. The second worst was 19.9% chance. The third worst was 15.6% chance. 3 years later, the league is still searching for a solution for tanking. Teams are smarter. They are creative, and they respond. They respond. We move, they move. So we're always looking to see whether there is yet a better system. Silver said. Now, before you guys came along, me and Dana came up with a system. The teams that don't make the playoffs have a playoff to get the lottery pick. The team you end the season with, if you got a player that's injured, he can't come back and play for you at that point in time, right? You got to play with what you got at the end of the season. And if you win, then you get the lottery pick. Okay? That's just it's just that simple. This ain't rocket science, Silver. This ain't rocket science. This is not hard. 2 + 2 = 4, guys. 4 + 4 = 8. 8 + 8 = 16. 16 times 16 is 32.
You know
what I'm saying? So I don't understand why it's so difficult for them to make a decision on how to do this. Because you know why? They know who they want to have what they want, to get what they want. And they tell them, Pac, we're going to let you win early this year. But at the end of the day, you're probably going to be the worst team. Because you've been dedicated to coaching that team for so long, you're gonna get this lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that he did with Duncan, how he got Duncan, is the same way you're gonna get Wamba. You know what I'm saying? The NBA they don't hide their untrueness.
They do hide it.
They don't show the lottery.
They don't what?
They do hide it because they don't show us
the lottery.
They do. Well, I agree with you on that point because I'm gonna say this. I think the lottery has been fixed forever. I think when I really look back at this, I'm gonna start with Patrick Ewing going to the Knicks. That's number one. Number two, Elijah Wan going to the Houston Rockets. That was number two. Number three was LeBron going to Cleveland Cavaliers. Those three drafts to me has some issues going on with that. And I'm gonna go even a little bit further. Is when the Lakers ended with the number 5 pick to use that to send Anthony Davis to the Lakers. when all in all, New York should have got that 5th pick, and then your boy Zion Williams be playing where he wants to play at.
You got to say
right
Kyrie.
there was.
You got to say Kyrie.
Who?
Kyrie when LeBron left.
Kyrie when LeBron left to go to
Miami. Got the first pick.
That's when Cleveland got
and
the
they
first
got
pick.
the next one as well with Wiggins. Then they got another one. What's it called? They've been looking it up to them since.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, even with the Kyrie thing, we didn't think that LeBron was going back to Cleveland until he actually went back to Cleveland, because we thought that New York or Chicago was going to be his destination. Dana, you say something, Dana? Huh?
I'm up.
Oh, I thought you said something.
I'm up. The water went down the wrong pipe.
Okay. I'm glad you're good, man. I'm glad you're good. But if you look back at it, there's more if you look at it. Even the one with Patrick Ewing, if you look at how the car the corner was bent, and if you look at how he threw the card in there, he turned it around a couple of times, and he knew exactly what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And people will always say, "Oh, you're a Celtic fan. You know it was fixed." I'm like, Boston has never, ever tanked to get the number 1 pick. Boston has never had the number 1 pick. Only way Boston gets the number 1 pick is through a trade or something like that. They've never played. They've never had the number 1 pick. Huh?
We had it the year we got Tatum.
We had it the year we got Tatum when we dropped down.
Yeah, but that was through a trade.
Well, we should have. We would have.
We would have won.
With our pick, we would have had it as well.
No.
In that year that we got the first pick, we traded down to get Tatum. Out of the combinations, we had the first 3 combinations.
Right, we did. But what I'm saying to you is that we've never ever had the number 1 pick that way. It's always been through a trade to get that number 1 pick, and that's how they end up getting Tatum, because we end up at 5th that time, I think. And even with get Jaylen Brown that year, he ended up being 3rd. You know what I'm saying? So they've never had that pick before through the lottery. But again, guys, the way you change the lottery is you don't get rid of the lottery cards. The 18
exactly.
They make the playoff. The 18 don't make the playoff. They have a playoff to get in that lottery. If you lose in that first round, then you're number 8. Then you're 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And if you win, if your last two teams standing, that means you're 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing, regardless of your record, you're playing to get the number 1 pick. Where
all 14.
You said all 14 teams?
All 14 teams.
You think
all 14 teams.
The reason I say that is because you have to get all the way to the end of that year.
All the way to the end of that year.
One of the teams that's out of the playoffs. So if you're talking about the play-in, because the play-in I think gives another 2 teams a chance. So if you're taking those 4, then I get it for 10. But you got to have every team is shooting for something. So if you're going to the play-in, then you're not going to be in the lottery. But any team that's not in the play-in should be allowed. And then that 10th team should get home court all throughout, and the team that's the last team should have to play on the road every game to actually win it.
I agree. I was thinking about, I forgot about the play-in and all that stuff right there, but I was thinking about the teams. Well, basically what I meant was all the teams that don't make the playoffs, they're the ones that got to fight to get that number 1 spot. It ain't that hard. And I mean, it's a one and done thing. You play 1 game, you lose, you win, you move on. Simple as that. That's Silver got this. This is not hard, man. This is not really hard. And if you play with the team you have right now, if a guy gets hurt, you got to get a guy from your G League. You can't get a guy like John Wall who's been sitting on the bench, who haven't been playing all year long, to come in and start playing for you then. No, you can't do that. You got to grab a guy from your G League, bring him up, and you got to tie your sneakers up and let's go. It's simple as that. This is not hard, man.
Get extra revenue.
This is not hard.
They get extra revenue.
for each game.
Exactly.
For each game.
Exactly. It's not.
Yeah.
This is not rocket science, Silverman. You already took me and Dana's All-Star game where you're gonna have internationals against the guys from the United States. What else you gonna take for us and don't give us credit for? Can we get a piece of change, brother? 2% or whatever they make in the All-Star game. Can In the Zone Sports get some change? Put some money in our pocket because we come up with ideas. We come up with ideas and you taking them from us. Am I right or wrong, Dan? Am I preaching to the choir?
Oh man, keep on going. You whack.
Preach on.
Keep going.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So my whole thing is this right here, man. Silver, it ain't that hard, bro. It ain't that hard. You can get this thing right. You can get it right. Just get it right. You know what I'm saying? Just get this thing right. Get the All-Star game right. You know what I'm saying? And we'll all be in your favor. It's simple as that. You just gotta get it right because so far you've gotten it wrong. Next up on basketball, you have it's 53-46 now. Chicago Bulls up by 7. Oh, their second quarter. They went
downhill.
Yeah, I guess I might have to take my note down. So going on for basketball, the Lakers is 0-3, and the Sixers are 0-3. And right now, the Sixers is blowing Indiana out 90-76. So is Indiana a team that's tanking right now or what? So Sixers going to get a win. Look like Sixers should get a win. New York's up 65-59 against Orlando. Boston is now currently losing 53-46. Toronto's up 56-50 against Miami. Utah is losing to Houston 42-32. Brooklyn's winning 55-51 against Memphis. San Antonio is winning 56-44 against Minnesota. Minnesota got the twin. Is Townsend back? Anthony Towns, is he back playing? Let me see. Look at this box score real quick. Yeah, Towns is playing. He got 16 points right now. I don't know what's going on with that. They got the 210 towers. They should be playing better basketball than what they're playing. So moving on, I made a post, and this is really funny because why every time somebody posts something about a team and it's their team, it's not factual, it's not true, it's not you're baiting, trying to bait somebody in. So I got a lot of sports posts that come through on my phone or whatever the case may be, and I see something, I go Google it and I print it off. But this is from First Sports with a Z. He wants out. Joel Embiid gives up on the 76ers even after Spurs dominated with a 17-4 run in the latest showdown. So basically, what the guy's talking about is Embiid giving up 40 points in the game, and they still lose to San Antonio Spurs, who I think are better than what people expect them to be right now. So what you have here is you have Joel Embiid a little frustrated right now. You know what I'm saying? So being frustrated and understanding the game, and where he's at, with the potential for the 76ers. And I read the article, and I agree with some of the stuff the guy says. I'm not saying that he wants out of Philly, but he has asked to leave once before. There's something missing in Philadelphia right now, and I hate to say this, but I think it might be Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers might not be the coach for Murray, in my opinion. Because now the Sixers look like the Houston Sixers or the Philadelphia Houstons, because they want to bring all these players from Houston in to help the team win, but that's to help James Harden. That doesn't help Joel Embiid, which I think Joel Embiid is one of the most dominant players in the NBA at the size he is. Now, what he did say was he had what's it called, fasciitis to his foot, whatever the case may be. He had that.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yes, he had that. They didn't say
it was.
They didn't say it was after the. They said it was after the season, but I'm saying, okay, so after the season, which was in June, or was it eliminated in May? May somewhere. So you got June, July, August, September, 4 months. October, you got 5 months to heal. If I'm not mistaken, guys, can somebody tell me? I think that when you get that, that's like almost a whole year off. Not doing anything on that foot, or they can give you, they can make you a special shoe that the pain is not excruciating. It is. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't that happen to Paul Pierce the year before they got KD and Ray Allen? He set out the whole year because of that right there, and it says like needles going through your foot or something like that. So, and they're saying that he was out of shape. He didn't do anything for a while. I'm trying to figure this one out because none of this came up during the off season about Joel Embiid. Only thing we heard was he had a good diet. He worked out. His diet was on point. He's eating what he needs to eat, and he's ready to come back and play basketball. But I don't think he's the issue in Philly. I think Tobias Harris is probably the issue. It's why they starting off at a slow pace. Not that they can't pick it up, but because right now they're picking up against the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? But it just bothers me when people say, "Oh, you just baking." And then I even posted something out there that said about Marcus Smart being the most hated player on social media. But the article goes into talking about how Marcus Smart. I don't know if you guys saw this on TikTok or whatever. It was a kid, I think in Texas, that's getting bullied, and they had people cutting his hair or something like that. So Michael Parsons put out that he wants to see the young kid, and Marcus Smart even said something about it too. They want to do something about this, but it's weird that we haven't heard anything else about this, and it's been on social media, and it definitely is bullying the young man. And I'm hoping to hear something more about the situation, or I'm gonna probably read some more about the situation. I'm gonna post it in the page, but I posted it just to see what people would say. And I posted it from the same site that I got this information about Embiid. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is what gets me is people want to, is he a legitimate writer? If he posted it in his own, it's out there in the web, of course he's a legitimate writer. He may not be a writer that nobody knows about, but he's a legitimate writer. And he has some good points, and about the article that he wrote about Embiid. Even the article about Marcus Smart was a different writer, but he has some good points, some bad points about it. But it's how you perceive what you read, And again, I'm like, okay, Embiid said he wants to leave. It's not like he hadn't said this before. He said this before. Is it really early for him to say it now? Of course it is. Like I said to him, I don't agree or disagree with the article, but I read the article and I understand what the guy was saying. You know what I'm saying? But to lose to San Antonio Spurs, and you're 0-3 and your team that's supposed to be NBA final, supposedly, with the team you have, and you're 0-3 and the energy's not there, and then you have PJ Tucker cussing out the whole team, and now they're coming back and they're playing really good basketball right now against did I just speak too soon? 99-90 Philadelphia with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left go in the fourth quarter. They blow this lead. Even the Phillies can't help them. Even the Philadelphia Phillies can't help them on this one. But that just goes to show you how fast the games turn around. Like right now, it's 64-49 Chicago. I just tore it down, ladies and gentlemen. I just tore it down. I just tore it down. I've never seen their season start out like this. They had one home game and they've been on the road for the last 3, and probably got another road game coming up. But They down by what 20? Is that 16 points? They down by 16. He was up by 16. That's like a 32-point swing. But anyway, I get it, but I don't get it when it comes to basketball. But again, it's I think the effort that you put in the game is with the effort you get out. And sometimes we don't know which way it's going, which way the game's gonna flow, whatever. We probably won't last 2 hours, probably another 5 or 10 minutes, real quick. The Dan Snyder thing, guys. Let's hit on that real quick. And Jerry Jones cussing owners out and everything like that.
Yep.
I don't know if Dan Snyder is gonna sell this team or not right now. There's a lot of stuff going on with Dan Snyder and the league, and the owners have to vote to get him out of there. And he's come out and said, "I got dirt on you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I got dirt on all you guys." So, you want me gone? You want me gone? Okay, I'll leave if you want me gone. But you know what? When I leave, I'm spilling the beans on everybody. So now I'm a little confused about how this thing going to turn out with Dan Snyder and the rest of the league. I'm not on anybody's side, but I'm gonna say this: Dan Snyder was right about one thing. It ain't Dan Snyder that the owners don't like. None of the owners like anybody. You had Jerry cuss out Kraft, told him don't F with me. The whole thing at the winter meeting. And they're supposed to have gotten some clarification on what roughing the passer is, and I don't even think that ever got addressed at the meeting at all, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You guys got anything else for the good of the night? If not, we're gonna let this thing slide off and let you guys enjoy the rest of that football game or basketball game or baseball game, whatever you guys are watching. Anybody got anything else?
Well, I was wondering when you think of for the World Series that starts this weekend.
I got the Padres. I got the Astros in 6, Lou. Dana said that Astros gonna sweep them. G-Dub, what did you say about the baseball game? Who you got?
Crud. I hate to say this. It's gonna make me puke in my mouth, but I'm gonna say Houston in 4.
Okay.
I'll get the bark bag ready. I'm gonna say Houston in 5.
Houston in 5. So we all got Houston going forward. Because I'm a Dusty Baker fan, so that's why I'm pulling for Dusty to do his thing to get a World Series as a manager.
Billy, we have a problem.
A coach. That's incredible, man, to be able to do that. I know there's probably been others that did that, but with him doing it, it's overly exciting for me because Dusty Baker is one of my favorite Dodgers. Even though he's not in the Dodger uniform, but he's still a Dodger in my heart. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get on out of here. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. As soon as I can find this music. Dana, you got anything, bro?
Yeah, go Dolphins.
You see and say go.
And the Lakers will rebound.
Oh, I'm going to say the same about the Lakers, so we'll see how that all goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're going to let you guys go. The reason why we were late doing the show is because I just started going back to school today. I got my email, I got my ad, I got my website, I got everything taken care of. So I'll be starting my classes at LA Films, starting really soon. So wish me the best of luck. Also, guys, if you see Tamara, Sister Soldier, on the air, give her some love. She's going through some things with her family, some family issues. Just give her some love, give her prayers, let her know we're thinking about her as well. Just a lot of stuff going on with her. She's had incidents with her family within less than a year of losing some loved ones. So it's really hard to lose loved ones when you're not expecting them to. They expect them to be around because they're young and they're vibrant and you know, they're supposed to live a long life. So give her some love on that one right there. And I want to wish my mother-in-law a happy birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, mother-in-law. Love you dearly. Hope you enjoyed your day. Stay safe out there, and we will see you guys next Monday from Just Us Sports Talk Radio show. So let's get on out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart. From St. Petersburg, Florida, from St. Petersburg, Florida, from Austin, Texas, from Austin, Jacksonville, from Baltimore, from Maryland, and Coach Ricky from Charleston, South Carolina. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time players and big time games. Stay ready to be ready.